So whenever I think of a new video idea, I'm always so excited. If you guys see me running down to YouTube to share with you guys, because I'm always so elated, because who else will I share this information with if not my community here on YouTube? So you can imagine the excitement that I have in filming videos like this. And welcome to my channel. Today, if you're new, my name is Dikan, aka Coco, and I'm also called Queen of DIYs, just in case you were wondering. So if you're new, please make sure that you subscribe, you join the family, because I'm always trying to keep those numbers up and I always want you guys to stay. And if you're a returning subscriber, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to have you again here today. So if you're going to join the family or you're already subscribed, please check to see that your notification bell is turned on so that you're notified every single time that I post a video. I would like for you to be the VVIP, you know, on my channel. So yeah, please make sure that your notification bell is turned on. So I was just thinking, or I was just looking at the state of my skin now and how it used to be. Actually, a picture on my Snapchat popped up and I was like, oh my god, see the difference. Which brings me to the point that in your skincare journey, you definitely want to take pictures and keep track of your journey, because sometimes you don't even realize how much progress you've made until you look at like an old picture where you thought your skin was even nice and then you realize, I've done a thing or two here. I always like to keep my own on Snapchat because Snapchat always brings back the memories and shows you like something that happened a year ago. So I like to keep track with Snapchat for my skin. So growing up, I've always struggled with like acne and pimples, especially in my teenage years. So later on in life, after I had treated my acne and pimples, I was left with acne scars and textured skin to actually deal with. We all know that when you've suffered from like a severe skin condition like acne or blackheads and all of those type of things, once you're done treating it, you might be left with like textured skin. That means that your pores have been affected or your pores have been enlarged. And sometimes this situation has to do with illy treating your skin, or if you were really tampering with your skin in ways that you shouldn't have. This can cause like enlarged pores or textured skin or bumpy skin sort of, and also acne scars. So yeah, you might be left with that to treat, which was now my case. And please don't get me wrong, it's not like my skin is perfect at the moment. I still have my struggles, but I have gone a long way. I have gone so far in treating my skin from what I am seeing from comparing my picture from a year ago. So yeah, I wanted to put it out of the way that I do not have perfect skin, and every now and then I still have to deal with like imperfections with my skin, especially when it's around that time of the month for us. You know what I'm talking about. So now let me walk you guys through what I did to improve the look of my skin from being textured and acne scarred to being a lot smoother and a lot more radiant. So the first thing that I included in my skincare regimen that has made me see a significant change in like the state of my skin when it comes to my skin texture is chemical exfoliant. So now there's two types of exfoliation. There's chemical exfoliation and there's physical exfoliation. Now I've spoken about it a couple of times in this channel, and I told you guys that for my face I prefer chemical exfoliant, and then for my body I do prefer physical exfoliant. Now chemical exfoliants are things that you put on your skin topically that you do not have to scrub your skin, but the ingredient itself would do the exfoliation for you. So you don't have to manually exfoliate your skin like you would do with physical exfoliants, which is sugar scrubs, apricot scrubs, and all of those type of exfoliants. And yeah, so I included chemical exfoliants in my skincare routine. That way, because my skin is acne prone and still sensitive, now that helped in a way that I did not need to tug on my skin. I did not need to scrub my skin. My skin did not need any form of further irritation, because sometimes physical scrubs are very abrasive, especially on your skin, on the face, if you do have sensitive skin. So when I started with skincare for my face, I started off actually using physical exfoliants for my skin. I used the one from Garnier, I used the one from Neutrogena, and some of those drugstore brands. But later on, when I was now dealing with texture and acne scars, I substituted physical exfoliant for chemical exfoliant. So I started including things like retinol in my skincare routine, AHAs and BHAs, mandelic acid, azelaic acid and all of that. But when it comes to using chemical exfoliants for your skin, it is a lot trickier than just using chemical exfoliant. You have to pick the one that is best for your skin type, and you have to start off with some that are more mild than the other ones. So if you do want like an in-depth video on chemical exfoliants to use for your skin, especially things like retinoid and tretinoid, please let me know, thumbs up this video, and I would definitely do a dedicated video for that. Because with exfoliants or with chemical exfoliants, you would definitely need a proper guide, especially if you're just starting out. If you're a beginner, you would definitely need all the guide so that you don't make the mistakes that I made. Because even when I was starting out with like chemical exfoliants, I still made some very huge mistakes that I wouldn't like you to make. So if you'd like to see like an in-depth video where I break down how you can use chemical exfoliants for your skin, the best type of chemical exfoliants to go for, when to go for it, and also if you would like an in-depth video on how to use like the popular chemical exfoliants at the moment, like things like tretinoid and retinol, please thumbs up this video and I'll definitely plug you guys. You guys know I love to do that, so I'm already going to film the video, but just thumbs up this video and let me know that that is the content that you would like to see, and definitely it will be coming right up. So yeah, chemical exfoliant is definitely a way to go if you're dealing with acne scars, sunburn even, and also textured skin. So yeah, that is definitely something that I included in my skincare regimen that helped me a lot to achieve better skin. So the next thing that I included in my skincare regimen was hydrating serums. Now I made a video on how to brighten your skin. I also recommended some good serums, brightening serums for your skin, so you might want to check that video out. And also you might want to check out the video where I gave advice on how to actually brighten your skin without bleaching. I'm going to link these videos up on the screen. I think it's or here. I'm going to link it so you guys can see it. But yeah, I included a lot of hydration on my skin, and I did that more with serums. So now apart from just hydrating serums, I was careful about the ingredients that I was choosing. I went for hyaluronic acid. I noticed that my skin really loves hyaluronic acid, and then recently I started including things like peptides in my skincare regimen as well, because I see that my skin loves hydration so much. Now what hydration does is that it gives your skin space to actually repair itself. So all those acne scars need a lot of hydration. I don't know, there's a science behind it why our skin loves water. I would like to think that our skin loves water so much because we are already made up of a huge percentage of water, but then there is a science behind water and our skin, or hydration and our skin, that just makes sense to our skin. So now when I doubled up on hydration, I just realized that the life of my skin was really changing. Apart from hyaluronic acid, like I said, I included things like peptides, and I also included ceramides as well in my skincare regimen. Now ceramides is already a skin barrier repairing ingredient, so I included that when I was using like CeraVe in my skincare regimen, and that also changed the life of my skin. So hydrating serums really did a lot of good for my skin, and I have already filmed a video on hydrating serum, so you might want to check that video out and get yourself a good recommendation. But yeah, that's also something that I included in my skincare regimen that changed the life of my skin from being textured and acne scarred to being a lot more smoother. Another thing that I started paying more attention to when it had to do with my skincare regimen, even though I already had it in my skincare regimen, I just was paying more extra attention to it. Is that even correct? More extra attention? Come on, Dikan. But yeah, I paid more attention to moisture for my skin. Now I know you guys might wonder, like, what's really the difference between hydration and moisture, Dikan? Now in my own concept, what I would say is that hydration has to do mostly with water content for our skin, but moisture has to do with both water and oil content for our skin. First of all, like I said, I was already using moisturizers on my skin, but what I was doing was I was going for moisturizers that still contained a lot of drying ingredients, because I was going for moisturizers that are targeted, or that were targeted at acne prone skin or oily skin and all of that, which is good, of course it's good. But I was now thinking that because my skin was acne prone and oily, I did not need any form of moisturization on my skin, like anything that had oil in it or whatnot. but I actually needed what had all of these good ingredients in it, but in the proportion that I needed. Instead of going for like drying moisturizers, like matte moisturizers, I started going for normal moisturizers. I started going for hydrating moisturizers. I started going for more like supple textured moisturizers, things that did not dry out my skin, then giving my skin the chance to overcompensate by producing a lot more oil and sebum and all of that. So I just stayed with things that balanced out my skin, and that was when I started including things like the CeraVe moisturizer as well as the Kiehl's moisturizer as well. I think I've shared that with you guys on this channel. So yeah, I just went for something that had a good balance on my skin instead of going for something that was targeted at a certain skin type that might then dry out my skin, because there was a time that there was this rave about matte moisturizers, or if you have oily skin, please go for matte moisturizers, and I made that mistake as well. But then I went back to the drawing board and I actually started using moisturizers that would nourish my skin and not dry out my skin, and it helped my skin a lot better and improved my results. So the next thing I started doing for my skincare regimen is a no-brainer. I have said it a lot on this channel, was being more consistent with sunscreen. Instead of just having the idea of sunscreen as a skincare person, I was now intentional with using sunscreen on my skin. When I started out with skincare, sunscreen was not really a big deal to me like that. I was like, okay, we can freestyle it either ways, but it's not the case. You cannot freestyle it when it has to do with sunscreen for your skin if you really want to see improvement with all of these other things that you're doing for your skin. So I started putting sunscreen into a lot more consideration. Now I'm very constant with sunscreen. Like, I don't even joke with it. If I'm on a budget, I rather go for sunscreen than any other product, because that's how important sunscreen is in our regimen. So yeah, I included sunscreen. I kept my skin protected from the hazardous impacts of the environment, free radicals and all of that. I also protected the ingredients that I had already applied on my skin with this sunscreen, which now helps the ingredients to work a lot better. So sunscreen is not anything you even want to gamble with when it has to do with skincare. Please, you guys, even if you don't take anything away from Dikan on this YouTube, please take away the fact that sunscreen is more important than a lot of your skincare products. Now there's a trending sound on Instagram for reels that says something like, I think I even used it for one of my reels. It says, if I could give you one advice, sunscreen would be it. And see, that is the best advice when it comes to skincare. If there is anybody talking to you about skincare that is not pressing your neck and dragging your ear for sunscreen, then the person is doing something wrong. And if you're not using sunscreen, you're doing something wrong. So yeah, sunscreen was definitely part of the reason why my skin improved a lot more, then took my skin from being textured and acne scarred to being a lot smoother and radiant. And for sunscreens, I've done a lot of recommendations on this channel. Definitely check the video that I have made out. I'm going to link it on the screen. So yeah, I do have good recommendations for affordable sunscreens. You don't have to break the bank actually. Definitely make sure that you pay mind to sunscreen. I'm going to put a video from about a year ago so that you guys will see how my skin was, and at that point it was even a lot better because I was still taking care of my skin. And also now, a video I made recently now, and even in low lighting in my kitchen, you guys are going to see it so that you see the difference that this made, that all of these points made on my skin, so that you won't think I'm just giving you zobo, cold zobo. That's what we Nigerians call it, lies. But so that you don't feel like I'm lying to you. But yeah, all these points that I'm sharing in this video definitely worked wonders for my skin. So the next thing that I did to get rid of texture and acne scarred skin, I stopped picking my skin. As a teenager, I couldn't keep my hands to myself. I used to pick my skin a lot. In fact, as a then, if I have not picked my skin in a day, like I feel like something is missing. What haven't I done? What haven't? And I will pick my skin. But yeah, I stopped picking my skin. Even as an adult, I was still picking my skin. Even when I was already doing skincare content, I was still harassing my skin. That's why you guys, honestly, sometimes don't believe everything you hear or see in the internet, because sometimes people be preaching what they are not practicing. But yeah, that was also my case. I was still picking my skin because it was already a habit that I was addicted to. But then I had to stop, and I used to pick my skin a lot when I did not have my nails fixed, and I used to chew my nails a lot as well so that I could make it perfect for my skin, so I could pick my skin. So I started fixing my nails a lot more to remind myself that I want to stop picking my skin, and that is what helped. Sometimes changing of some of your small habits might need another boost from something else that might aid you to stop that habit. You notice, like a while ago when I used to make my videos, I used to have my natural nails, and that was the point. If you go back on my channel and see, that was the point that I was really picking my skin. So if you ever see videos where my nails were short, you just arrest me there. It's like, yes, she was picking her skin here. However, the only thing that I started doing was I started doing occasional facials for my skin. So instead of picking my skin every other day, it was like cheat day for me from picking skin. I would just wait until when it is time for my facials, and then I can do all the picking that I want under the right conditions and under the right circumstance. So yeah, I stopped picking my skin. And another point is that I started doing facials. I had been doing facials, right? But now I made my facials occasional. So personally, right now, I do facials every month, once every month. If I'm too occupied, I do it once in 2 months. But then facials is something I definitely have in my skincare regimen that has also helped with like the texture of my skin, because then I get to professionally, in my own way, or I go to the spa, get out the gunk from my skin, and then give my skin some breathing room for my pores. So as much as I am doing my facials, I am getting rid of all those things that I don't want in my skin while I come back, or I continue treating my skin with all of these other points that I have mentioned after I have done my facials. Now, apart from the occasional detoxing, I started using masks a lot more, clay masks a lot more. The one I personally love was the one from Cuddly. I haven't gotten that one in a while now, but that was the one I started out using a lot. And also the one from, I think, the Aztec clay masks. Honestly, you can use any clay masks of choice, but now I started maxing my skin a lot often because of my skin type. If you have dry skin, you don't have to use clay masks. You can use other sleeping masks that are actually moisturizing to the skin. But for my skin type, which was combination, I had to use clay masks to get all of those oil off my skin before then nourishing my skin back. And for maxing, I think I would max at least twice a week, but sometimes I max up to 3 times a week, but I don't actually go above 3 times, but I max my skin every week with a clay mask. So yeah, that was also definitely something that I started including in my skincare regimen that has actually helped the life of my skin. And yeah, we've come to the end of this video. Those were definitely the things that I did to help with my textured skin and my acne scarred skin. So yeah, these are definitely things you want to check out for. If you are currently struggling with textured skin like I was at that point, then definitely put these tips that I've given you in mind and try them out and see how far it takes your skin, because it actually really helped with my skin. As you did see in the before and after video of my skin, a lot has really changed, and even after a year from now, a lot more will change for my skin because I'm still practicing all of this. So yeah, these are the things that I did for my skin, and I was so excited to share with you guys today. And yeah, that'll be it for this video. Please, if you're not subscribed to my channel, definitely make sure that you're subscribed, because come on, I'm trying to keep the numbers up. And if your notification bell is not turned on, please make sure that it is turned on. And if you have any questions for anything that I have said in this video, or any question that you might have, please drop them in the comment section. Or if you did find this video useful, please drop them in the comment section. Or if you just want me to know that you were here today, please drop a comment down there. And yeah, I would see you guys in my next one. And as usual, I wish you a perfect, beautiful, luscious, graceful, supple, tender, soft skin. And I will see you guys in my next one. Mwah.